Good wishes to all of you. Post Independence History, Chapter 1 or Topic 1, Partition and its Aftermath audiobook. Partition and its Aftermath, Background, Reasons for Partition, British Withdrawal. The joy of our country's independence from British rule in 1947 was tarnished by the pervasive violence and brutality of partition. Several 100,000 people were killed and countless women raped and kidnapped. Millions were uprooted, transformed into refugees in alien lands. First, we would like to discuss about background. The British had promised the Indians dominion status as soon as the war was over. The newly elected Labour government wanted to show that it disapproval of exploiting the Indians. So, Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister, decided to give India full independence. The name was Clement Attlee, Prime Minister. You have to remember here dominion status, newly elected Labour government, and Clement Attlee, Prime Minister, decided to give India full independence. Sadly, this turned out to be far more difficult than expected. The problems were so complex that the country was partitioned on 14th to 15th August 1947 into two sovereign states of India and Pakistan. You have to remember this. Reasons for partition: religious hostility between Hindus and Muslims. Be aware of the correct reasons. Religious hostility between Hindus and Muslims. This was the main problem. Hindus made up about 2/3 of the 400 million population and the rest were mostly Muslims. Failure in the 1937 elections alarmed the Muslim League. They were afraid that an independent India would be dominated by Hindus. The Muslim leader M.A. Jinnah demanded a separate Muslim state of Pakistan. He adopted the slogan Pakistan or perish. Compromise attempts failed. Attempts to draw up here you have to remember this much. Religious hostility between Hindus and Muslims. You have to remember the two reasons, that is Muslims and Hindus, population variations and domination misleading by M.A. Jinnah. Compromise attempts failed. Attempts to draw up a compromise solution acceptable to both communities failed. You know what? The Hindus also get not accepting this solution of compromise, and the Muslims too. The British under Cabinet Mission Plan 1946, remember this, British under Cabinet Mission Plan 1946 proposed a federal scheme in which the central government would have only limited powers, while those of the provincial governments would be much greater. You have to remember this. The British Cabinet Mission Plan on 1946 proposed a federal scheme in which the central government would have only limited powers, while those of the provincial governments would be much greater. This would empower provinces with a Muslim majority to control their own affairs, and there would be no need for a separate nation state. Both sides accepted the idea in principle but disagreed on the details. Remember this thing? Both sides accepted the idea in principle but disagreed on the details. Violence broke out in August 1946. What it means? Let's hear it. This happened when the Viceroy Lord Wavell invited Jawaharlal Nehru to form an interim government. Nehru formed a cabinet which included two Muslims, but Jinnah was convinced that the Hindus could not be trusted to treat the Muslims fairly. He declared 16th August 1946 as the direct action day for a separate Pakistan. Bloody rioting followed in Calcutta, where 5,000 people were killed. It soon spread to Bengal, where Muslims set about massacring Hindus. As Hindu related, the country seemed on the verge of civil war. Hindus retaliated, country seemed on the verge of civil war. Mountbatten decides on the partition. The British government announced early in 1947 that they would leave India no later than June 1948. Remember this point, British government announced early in 1947 that they would leave India no later than June 1948. The idea was so try to shock the Indians into adopting a more responsible attitude. Lord Mountbatten was the new viceroy. Soon he decided that partition was the only way to prevent civil war. He realized that there would probably be bloodshed whatever remedy was tried, but partition would produce less violence. Within a short time, Mountbatten had worked out a plan for dividing the country up. British withdrawal. Partition was accepted by Nehru and Jinnah, although Mahatma Gandhi was still hoping for a united India. Fearing that a delay would cause more violence, Mountbatten brought the date for British withdrawal forward to August 1947. How was partition carried out? The Indian Independence Act was rushed through the British Parliament August 1947, separating the Muslim majority areas in the northwest and northeast from the rest of India to become the independent state of Pakistan. New Pakistan consisted of two separate areas over 1,000 miles apart. Independence Day for both India and Pakistan was 15th August 1947. Problems followed. The provinces of the Punjab and Bengal had mixed Hindu and Muslim population, so it was necessary to split those provinces. Meant millions of people found themselves on the wrong side of the new frontiers, Muslims in India and Hindus in Pakistan. Afraid of being attacked, millions of people headed for the frontiers, Muslims trying to get into Pakistan and Hindus into India. Clashes occurred which developed into nearly hysterical mob violence, especially in Punjab, where about 250,000 people were murdered. From the British point of view, the government could claim that although so many deaths were regrettable, the granting of independence to India and Pakistan was an act of far-sighted statesmanship. In the longer term, Pakistan did not work well as divided state. And in 1971, East Pakistan broke away and became the independent state of Bangladesh. India haters in Pakistan, Pakistan haters in India are both products of partition. At times, some people wrongly believe that the loyalties of Indian Muslims lie with Pakistan. Causes of huge loss of life and property. Following are the main reasons for this huge loss of life and property. On 3rd June, Viceroy Mountbatten, while announcing the partition plan, suggested that the British would leave by the middle of August 1947. That is, in less than 10 weeks. The over hasty withdrawal led to more deaths. It was a defectively concerted idea to partition within 10 weeks a country of 30 million people, which had been governed as a unit for around 100 years. Instead of suppressing effective communal violence, the armed forces were busy guarding the European settlement. They believed that Europeans would be attacked first when the partition and independence were announced. The Europeans would be attacked first when the partition and independence were announced. But in 1947, Europeans were the safest. The borders between the two new states were not officially known until 2 days after their formal independence. That's the issue here. We still fought each other. Borders between two new states were not officially known until 2 days after their formal independence. Its announcer before independence would have allowed movements of armed forces to be made in advance and would have reduced the communal violence. Role of Gandhi in stopping communal violence and his sacrifice. On the 15th August 1947, Mahatma Gandhi was in Kolkata in the areas which were torn by communal riots. He was disheartened that the principle of ahimsa and satyagraha had failed to bind the people. His presence in Kolkata greatly improved the situation, but this was short-lived as riots erupted once again. Gandhiji restored to fasting again to bring peace. Large-scale communal violence had erupted in Delhi. So Mahatma Gandhi moved to Delhi. He was deeply concerned about the safety of Muslims in India and India-Pakistan relations. Here you have to remember this point. He was deeply concerned about the safety of Muslims in India and India-Pakistan relations too. With all this in mind, he undertook fast in January 1948. Again, his fast had a magical effect in Delhi. Communal tension and violence reduced. The government of India agreed to honor financial committees to Pakistan. Gandhiji's actions were, however, not liked by all. He was particularly disliked by those who wanted Hindus to take revenge and wanted India to become a Hindu nation. They blamed Gandhiji for acting in the interests of the Muslims and Pakistan. Gandhiji thought that these people were misguided. His constant pursuit of Hindu-Muslim unity provoked Hindu extremists. They made many attempts to assassinate Gandhiji. Despite this, he refused to accept armed protection. Finally, on 30th January 1948, Nathuram Vinayak Godse walked up to Gandhiji during his evening prayer in Delhi and fired 3 bullets at him, killing him immediately. Gandhiji's death had a almost dramatic effect on the communal situation in the country. Partition-related anger and violence suddenly subsided. The government of India crushed organizations that were spreading communal hatred. Organizations like RSS were banned for some time. Rehabilitation of refugees. The rehabilitation of Hindu immigrants Hindu immigrants and refugees was a big challenge. Challenge from East Bengal was more Challenge from East Bengal was more prominent as refugees continued to come for several years till 1971 due to periodic raids. Refugees in Punjab and UP etc. were able to settle relatively easily as plenty of lands was left by the emigrant Muslims in these areas. But it was not so in case of Bengal. Linguistic and cultural barriers also restricted refugees from East Pakistan into West Bengal. Because of limited agricultural lands available, the refugees were forced to abandon their, abandon their traditional agricultural occupation. They had to take menial tasks in crowded urban and semi-urban areas. It led to considerable impoverishment of once prosperous Bengal. Communal rights were over, but not the ideology of communalism. Nehru made extensive public speeches and took active steps to discourage communalism. He even compared it to fascism. You know what? Communal rights were over, but not the ideology of communalism. Nehru made extensive public speeches and took active steps to discourage communalism. He even compared it to fascism. He even advocated a ban on the political organization on the basis of religion, and he was supported by Sardar Patel and C. Rajagopalachari as well. However, this issue continued to haunt us even today. Thank you.